video of web development with Flask. My name is Ronak Vyas and this video is a collaboration with Programming Knowledge. So in this previous videos, around 10 videos, we saw how we can create a fully featured web app using Python and Flask. We started with developing or talking about the Flask basics, and then we jumped into user authentication using Flask, how we can add a user, make a user sign up and log in, handle user sessions. And then we jumped to creating, deleting, and updating posts or workouts in Python and Flask. And we ended with how we can add a few more features called such as Flash and pagination. In the final video, now that our website or web app is completely fully built, a very minimalistic web app, but enough which performs all the basic features. Now it is time to deploy our website onto the internet with the database. So we are going to use Heroku to do this. Heroku is a platform where you can host and deploy your web applications, and they give you a very easy way to do it. So we're not going to use the Heroku CLI. I think we can do this in a much more smoother way using just the GUI or the user interface provided by Heroku. All you need to push or deploy your website to the internet or web app to the internet is a GitHub account and an Heroku account. So before we move forward with this video or tutorial, make sure that you have a GitHub account ready and you also have a Heroku account ready. It's completely free to make both of them, and even today we're going to deploy our website or web app for free. So let's get started. So here I have my folder inside which we have all the files. So let's just change the name first. So this is going to be push-ups logger because it contains the push-ups logger app with the init file and everything else. So now let's move into this, and we're going to write some code, not a lot of it, but just a little bit of code to see what do we need to add to this, right? So, my bad. We don't need to go here. We need to take it a step back. Yep, and we need to go here. So we need to have some files around our push-ups logger app. So this is our app. Let me just delete this and get out of the way. This is something which happens on my laptop. Don't worry about it. It's how I back up my files to the drive. So it has an icon file. So don't worry about that. So we have our push-ups logger app, which works perfectly, and we need to add a few files. So first we need to have a requirements.txt file, which stores all the pip packages that we have used in our app. So we have used Flask, we have used Flask Alchemy, Flask Login, we have used, where was that? Work security, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this dot security. So we have used so many packages, and we need to have requirements.txt so that we can tell Heroku that before you start the application, you need to download these packages and then start the application. So usually what you do or what people do is they use something called a pip freeze, and that saves all the names of all the packages that you have in that environment. If you have a virtual environment, then all the packages inside the virtual environment into that requirements.txt file. But I usually don't use that for small projects, so I'll show you something better. So this is open source, completely open source. It has an Apache license, so please go through that. And this guy made this project called as piprex, so it generates the txt file for any project based on the imports, which is exactly what we want. And very easy to install. Pip install piprex and you're good to go. And he also talks about why not pip freeze. So pip freeze only saves the packages that are installed with pip install in your environment. It saves all the packages in the environment, including the ones that you don't use in your current project. That is a problem. And sometimes we need to just create this without installing modules, right? So this is exactly what we'll be using. So here we have our push-ups logger inside, and we need to have a requirements.txt file on the same level. So all we do is pip rex and a dot, which is that. Look inside the current folder and we press enter. And we have made it. So let's just see this here. So we have made a requirements.txt file, perfect. And you just need another thing. So you need something called as Gunicon. So we just need this. It's a web server gateway interface server module which you need when you're hosting websites. So all you have to do is just do pip3 or pip install Gunicon. You'll have it, and then just add it here just to make sure that it's there. And yeah, now that we have finished our requirements.txt file, we just need another file which is called as a proc file. So let me just write the file. Oh, I misspelled it, my bad. It's proc file. So as you can see, we already has the Heroku symbol right here. So the proc file is how the project knows, or how Heroku knows that what it needs to do with the project. So let me just show you what we have. So web Gunicon app. So I'll just tell you what all of this is about. So first, we tell Heroku that it is a website or web-based project, and please use the Gunicon server. Let me show you what Gunicon is again. Please use the Python web server gateway interface to host our application on the website. And the next is app. So the first app is your file or the folder where your Flask app is. So we haven't made this yet. We don't have an app, a file named app or a folder named app. And the second app here is the Flask app which you have, which is basically this return app. So this Flask app. So how are we going to make this? Let's see how we do that. So we create a new file, app.py, and we'll just add some simple stuff. So just don't mind me here. Just copy these simple things and just paste them here. Yeah, so what did we do here? So from pushups logger, so from our application, we import create app. So create app is inside init.py. So it is going to be there when we always import. And then we say app equal to create app because it returns the app. And if name equal to main, we run our application. So we have a place or a file where we can actually run our applications from, which we need to direct this to Heroku. That's it. So we can use Flask run, and we can use environment variables and export the path, but this is a much easier way to do it. So we have everything ready. We have a requirements.txt file, we have a proc file, we have app.py which runs our application. You can just type python3 app.py and get the server running. Now that you have done, and now that we are ready with all of this, all you need to do is just push all of this to your GitHub repository. So I already have one here. The link in the description as well. So all you need to do is make a new repository and push your code, all of this inside a repo with the name pushups logger. So tutorials don't mind this folder. It is only a tutorial or a video wise source code which is not going to be used by Heroku. But everything else is the same. So license is just an MIT license for this. Icon is something I need to delete. Let me just do it right now. I don't have to look at it every single time. Yeah, just a second, guys. And yeah, so we have a readme, we have app.py, which is the same as we did. We have a requirements, we have pushups logger, which has everything which we have made. And now that you have this here, we are all ready to go and deploy a website. And we can do this in like really simple steps. So first, as I said, create your own Heroku account and go to the dashboard /apps. So I just have one app running since a month or so. So we'll create a new app. So go to new, go to create new app, give it a name. So let's see if pushups logger is available. So it's not. So let's go to Pups Logger. Uh, Please choose a better name than I did. I'm really sorry, but Pups Logger it is. And let's say create app. Now your app is created and you need a way to deploy it. So as you can see, we can connect our GitHub account to it. So since I'm already logged in, I just click on GitHub and it connects my account here. But it'll just have you log into your GitHub and authorize GitHub and Heroku just to make sure that there's nothing in between. And enter your repository name. So my repository name is pushups-logger. So pushups-logger and I search and here it is, and all I have to do is just type connect and wait for this to connect. Now we have some options here, so something called as automatic deploys. So basically whenever you add a new commit to your GitHub repository, you want Heroku to automatically deploy the web app with the new commits. So, for example, I added a new feature on my application where you can not only track your workouts, you can have people comment on your workouts. So, once I add this inside my app, all I have to do is commit the changes and they'll be automatically taken in by Heroku and deploy with the new features. So that is what if you want it, then click automatic deploys. I do it anyway. And which branch do you want to deploy? So we just have a master branch here, nothing else. So we'll just say deploy branch and let's see what we get here and how is Heroku working with this. So first Python app detected because we had the Gunicon. Then we use requirements.txt, so it's downloading all of it, downloading the Python platform first. Then we have SQLite, all of the requirements that we want, and some requirements that are required by our requirements. So all of that is happening right now, and let's wait for this. So we have downloaded all the packages which we need to deploy our application. It's just going to take like 3 more minutes now and we'll be good to go. So yeah, let's wait for this to run properly. Then yeah, so proc file declares type web. So now Heroku knows that it's a web application and it has to use Gunicon to deploy it. So it's compressing and it's launching it now, and we're good to go. So we have pubs-logger.heroku deployed to Heroku. So now we can actually deploy see our application in action. So just refresh this once. And let's just make sure that everything is up and running. So activity, it is deployed successfully. So click on open app. And as you can see, our web application has been hosted on the internet using Heroku for free. So pubslogger.herokuapp.com is our website. You can go and check it out for yourself, and it will be definitely running from your laptop as well because it is deployed to the internet. And again, you can go to all workouts, you can create your workouts, you can sign up, you can log in, you can do all sorts of that. You just play with it, add some analytics, add some graphs. You can see your activities here, you can see the overview. As you can see, it is completely free, there is no cost for it. You can see the resources it's using, nothing else, free dynos, how to deploy it. We have been using it via GitHub, so it's very easy to do it by GitHub. And yeah, so this is how you can deploy your application on the internet using Heroku. All you need to do is have a GitHub account, push your files and your folders inside a repository, then make sure it has app.py to locate the app, requirements.txt and a proc file, and then you need a Heroku account where you just go to the dashboard, go to create new app and then follow the steps and your app will be ready. So yeah, this is how we do it. We have successfully made a simple Flask application which performs all the minimalistic features a Web 2.0 web app has to perform. And the next set of playlists and tutorials will talk about how we can create a REST API, only a REST API using Python Flask. So yeah, until then, thank you guys and have